Hello, thank you very much for tuning into this week's section of reads. This should be on the YouTube channel James13 Wicca, in case you're seeing it somewhere else. The decks and dice I'm using, that's going to be listed below. Of course, if you're interested in a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's also below, same email. Otherwise, let's go ahead and get into the reading you chose. Hello, Pisces. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Pisces? I only got a piece of the deck because it's a big deck and I don't want to hold it all in my hand. So I just took off the top section. I've heard people once in a while get a little bit bent out of shape about that. I don't know why, but as if, I'm hiding the rest or something. I don't know what that's about. But for some reason, I decided I'd acknowledge that today. I'm just like, I don't know. It's there. I just don't want to have it all in my hand. Okay. So we're heading towards something good. It feels stuck at the moment. Why do we feel stuck? All right, I'm saying this as a Pisces myself, so I don't want it to sound like pointed, but it does feel stuck. Why is it stuck? It seems very much like you know what you want. So I feel like I'm having a hard time getting over to the next spot. I feel like if I look at it, I can work it out analytically. It doesn't seem like it's the worst thing. It does seem like it's something you can do. But I'm just getting over to this next spot just feels like a challenge at the moment. Can this energy lift? Where's the dice? All right, so there's stress here. Okay, listen. It still wants to come towards me. What are we? Okay. Overthinking. There may be an overthinking thing. The need to move and to not overthink. To not let yourself overthink it. In this situation at this time, there's overthinking. Because it's like, I keep getting that it's stuck and there's stress here. And this seems to be holding back your progress. So, as a Pisces myself, I'm trying to think of how I've gotten past these moments before. And everybody's different, because I can only speak for myself. I do better in the morning. I just do. I also have noticed, if I set like a time where I have to do something, like I got to do it at, say, 11 o'clock in the morning. It's got to be done. I got to do it. I got to start. And I commit to that, and then when it becomes, and like I even set my alarm, kind of like, all right, it's time to start. And if I can commit myself to that thought and stick with it, things start changing. Things start moving. This doesn't mean you have to solve the world in one day. You know what I mean? You don't have to do everything in one day. I've also noticed that for myself too, cutting it up in smaller pieces, giving a daily goal, and just, it's one of those things where it's not about what other people think. It's not about other people's opinions if you're doing enough or not. It's not that. It's you. And like, again, for myself, I've done this where I've just, it's been like a little inch, a little inch, a little inch, and then I start building it up and building it up. After a couple weeks pass, the energy builds. And even if I started off inch by inch by inch, I get up to it like I'm doing a foot by a foot by a foot, and then before I know it, I'm doing more. It just, the energy builds and it's not as bad. It's committing to like a certain time or a certain something. This could kind of break it forward, snap it forward for you, because there's stress here. And there's the hard, it's not moving. Something isn't moving. And you know what you want. You've experienced success before, and I feel like they're saying, yeah, and that can come back. Um, has something changed from the last time? It may, I don't know if I could hit like all of the things, but like I'm getting simple things like living conditions, sleep patterns, eating patterns, stuff like that may have changed from when you've been successful before. It's almost like looking back when you have been successful before and looking at the weird little details, like where were you living, how did you eat at the time, what was your sleeping pattern, stuff like that. Did you get out and did you walk daily or something like that in a place that you actually felt comfortable and you enjoyed? There could be something like that that might help you bring this into alignment now. I know sleep's a thing. Sleep, like I feel like a lot of us are like, yeah, we want that sleep, we want to do it, and next thing you know, it's midnight, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm supposed to go to bed now, and then you get up at like 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, and you're like, I got to do stuff, got to get up, and then you got stuff to do all day, and before you know it, you're like, oh, it's midnight again, and you're starving yourself asleep. Even if it seems like it's working, it may still be like causing other issues. So sleep patterns. Eating is a tricky one because it's not that you can't have enjoyable foods. It's just like, are you also adding in foods with higher levels of nutrients? I've had to personally put, I have to do multivitamin because I'm ridiculous like that. But it's worked, it's helped, you know. That hopefully that's helpful. Okay. Because you have the power to move forward. And there might be other things here that can move things forward too. If you're in a place where you're not getting enough vitamin D, something like some people use like those lamps. Other people take extra vitamin D. There's people put it, they take a vitamin or they get more sun. They purposely get out there to make sure they get more sun. However that's safe for you. You know, stuff like that. You do have the power to move forward. You're the one in control here. You have the energy. You just might not realize it. Because I'm like, I can't believe I said that. But like, they're saying, no, you do have the energy. You just may not realize it. It may be kind of stuck. The energy just might not be moving right now, but it is there. There might be something like one of these things that I've talked about that like once that's in alignment a little bit better, or maybe a couple of those things, you might be surprised that it's there for you. The opportunity is waiting. Whatever it is you want, they're like, yeah, it's there. This can happen. You have the intelligence to make this happen. Definitely, it's there. Can I get a little clarity on this? So the energy around you when it comes to social structure. Pay attention to how you feel before, during, and after a connection with certain people. I do think this is a Pisces thing, and I'm saying this as a Pisces. Sometimes we enjoy company or enjoy seeing people, but if we step back, especially if you think about it before, during, and after, just every now and just a little like self-audit, we start to realize that, you know, it may be taking us off track or it may be keeping us from doing what we need to do. Doesn't have to be a bad thing, doesn't have to be a good thing either. But you know what I mean? How do I explain this? Sometimes we help people, but sometimes we overhelp and that kind of brings us down. Or sometimes we help people and even though we're doing technically what we need to do, the people around us can be very draining. Or they can be a little bit of like a wah-wah energy. I don't know how to explain that. Like their situation may be unfortunate, but there's a thing to like care for somebody and try to help them versus letting them drag down your energy. Even if they have an unfortunate situation, it's just being aware from that and disconnecting. And I don't know how to explain that because like if their energy is down and they're trying to bring you down with them, that's not a positive thing, if that makes sense. If their energy is down and you are able to stabilize yours and they don't like that, that's telling in its own right. some people can help build you up. So I feel like I'm highlighting like the more negative first. There are people that maybe are very building, their energy can help build you up. It's just keeping it in a realistic tone and make sure you let that keep moving. I have had friends in the past where they were very active energy, and for some reason when I was around them, I could help them get their stuff together, their house together, their life together, whatever. But then I'd get home and I'd be like, I feel like I'm done. And I couldn't get my own life together. I was very good at helping other people getting their lives together, but I'm like my own. It's like, really should, take care of this stuff here and clean up this room and organize this a little better. But I'm like, I feel like I'm spent. Being aware of like, even though there may be good connections there, if you're spending too much time fixing other people's problems, that could be something that needs to be rebalanced. It doesn't make anybody a bad person. Stabilizing your situation. Taking an active role in that. You've done this before. There's a lot of confidence of like, there's opportunity waiting for you. You have the Ace of Fire. Ace of Wands, Ace of Fire. This is, they call it the Ace of Stars. All the same. Fire. All the same. Things can move forward. It's knowing what works for you and you stabilizing it and being the active control on that. Pisces likes to be very helpful. I don't remember the right term for it, but like, we can take the lead in our own lives. It can be a challenge for Pisces sometimes. It can be. It doesn't have to be. It's waiting here. You know what it takes. Once you take that role, it's like, take that role, because it seems like it's coming up naturally, but lock it in and keep it. Back it up. Keep it going. You've done it before. It's just creating what works for you and keeping with it and keeping with it and keeping with it. Especially if you have like a daily pattern, and it doesn't have to be breaking the bank. It doesn't have to be driving you to exhaustion. But if there's a daily pattern, even if it's just 10 to 15 minutes a day, but you do it every day, it will work. It will work. It's one of those things like be aware of your own burnout, what causes burnout with you, and don't allow yourself to do less than 10 to 15 minutes a day. As long as you do that, you'll be okay. You'll make it, whatever this is, because they're not giving me details about what exactly it is. You may be shocked, especially when you got to be careful. You got to be selective about who you ask. You can't just ask for help and whoever shows up is okay. This isn't one of those things. You got to be very selective about people you ask for. You may be shocked at who's offering help, but things may start picking up speed and you may be shocked at how much you actually do accomplish. It's just getting on track, getting in the rhythm, and then all of a sudden it goes a lot faster and it doesn't seem like it's painful. Especially if you have that earth energy and you're already fostering that earth energy and you're in control of that earth energy. Another energy that's earth-like will come in and it will assist you and it wants to help you. There should be a balance with that. You probably are doing things for them. As long as it's actually a balance and nobody's like falling behind, it should be fine. That feels good. Okay, so this last part, this one is, I got a lot of cards out. This is the last part though, so sorry this is going on for a while. You got prosperity, but they got like a whole face down thing here about what prosperity is going to look like. Some of it you're going to do by yourself. Some of it's going to create big changes. Some of it you're going to have to look at in a different light and it may not be comfortable. Things are going to keep moving forward. This is one of those things where you're going to have to be in control if you're really going to have the success. You can get used to it. It's all about the pattern. It's all about the pattern. Even when somebody's here helping you, it's still you leading yourself forward. It's one of those things where maybe they help you once or twice a week, even once or twice a month. As long as you're in control and you keep it going, you will have that success, especially if this person kind of steps in every once, even if it's once or twice a month, it will still work to your favor. There's a lot of levels to this. There's a lot of prosperity here. To keep it going, it's finding a way or a pattern to just kind of doing that self-audit thing. Am I keeping on point? Am I keeping up the way I want to? Oh, wait, maybe it's not. That's okay. I'm just going to get back into it. I know what works. Let's get back into it. Or also the other side that sometimes people don't see. Yes, I'm keeping up with it, but I'm starting to feel like I'm burned out. Okay, how do I dial it down without shutting it down? How do I keep doing my daily pattern? Maybe you started off 10 to 15 minutes a day, and all of a sudden you got up to like an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours or more. And you're like, I'm starting to feel like I'm going to burn myself out. All right, how do I dial it back to like a half hour or an hour or whatever works for you? How do I dial it back so I don't burn myself out so I can continue on my way? That's what this is about. This is about the prosperity you can not only attain but keep. Because you want to attain, you want to not only attain it, but you want to keep it. You want to keep it in your hands. Did we go where we needed to go with that? All right. I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thanks again for watching. Have a great day.